Now there's a nice looking start screen. So we're playing another dungeon crawler. It's been a while since the last ones, really. So going into one of these things, I always hope for a level design focused experience. Interesting traps and puzzles and, you know, corners to poke around in and stuff like that. It's nice to get the fights and it's nice to get the loot and stuff like that. But I want the loot to be placed meaningfully and the fights to be organized interestingly and stuff like that. So Grimrock was what really turned me on to a lot of this genre here because it did that so well. The exploring was kind of the point in Grimrock, and the combat was kind of just a mechanic in the game and stuff like that. I really liked that. Then I played Stranger of Sword City and The Fall of the Dungeon Guardians, and in both of those games' cases, the dungeon just kind of didn't matter. It was more like there was a series of hallways in which fights would happen where you would gain experience and loot, and you would repeat that loop over and over again until you had reached sufficient level to be able to take on the next floor of the dungeon, and I'm like, oh, but the dungeon's the cool part. I want that. So I'm hoping for that. And I'm talking about this because I watched the trailer for this game, and it looks strikingly similar to Grimrock in a lot of ways, but in this different steampunk setting. And so I'm hoping that they had similar design goals in mind that align more with what I hope for in this genre. We'll see. We have multiple difficulties. Old school mode. Disables auto map, pen and paper are as good as ever. Appreciate that that's there for people, but as a Let's Player, the auto map is definitely a godsend for me and for you as people that are going to be watching. Elite mode disables manual saving, but the game will automatically save at the start of each level once. Cool features to have. So basically one file mode, meaning you have to commit to what you're doing, and also every time you go to a new floor, you have to do the whole thing in one go. Movement type classical, you can do... you can go classical and have step movement, or you can go with this weird head bob setup. I think I prefer classical, so I think we're going with that. And I think tips are always good to have, because you never know what direction this particular game has gone in, and you won't know if no one tells you.
Salty stench of sea and chilling gale at my back awakened me from a disturbed dream. Dream filled with familiar voices and fear for my life. The bitter sense of betrayal stemming from the dream was interrupted by a sudden sound. In the distance, a monumental metallic monster, as if grown into the rocks, loomed over the sky. Despite the fear this colossus exuded, I was attracted to it somehow. With nothing to lose, I went after the light. Thorough examination brought nothing. No mechanism to open the door, and no way to get inside. I resigned and sat down to plunge into my thoughts. Then I realized I had no memory of anything before I found myself on the rock. But I felt a strong connection to the giant in front of me. And at that exact moment, a sound echoed through the air. Invading my body as if identifying me. I braced myself and entered.
So it seems we're playing as an amnesiac who discovers a steampunk tower and just kind of goes with the flow, I suppose. Movement, WASD-QE. Yep. Okay.
Well, I'm inside now, but I'm not sure that's a good thing.
Some nice lighting there. Gonna go ahead and change that real quick, though. I prefer... There we go. I prefer to strafe with QE and turn with A and D. I don't know why exactly. Probably up there with looking version of like not really being sure why I landed where I did, but for some reason that's where I landed. Okay. Oh, we turn that side on. So it immediately sets this game apart. Oh, into the monster. What sets us apart from other games in the genre immediately is that we're playing as one person, not 2, 4, or 6, or however many from various different games in the genre. We are playing as a singular person, and that's our entire party. Which I feel like might end up highlighting how little that means, actually, because you always move around as a singular person on a grid in all of these games. So like the idea like, oh no, I'm one person, not 6, and stuff like that, may or may not actually feel any different. It seems to be non-interactive. I'm gauging how much I should be trying to pixel hunt, because I don't know if I should... I don't know how much I should be looking for secret switches yet. Or if they even will be there. Very nondescript concrete walls so far. It'd probably be very easy to pick out any kind of discrepancy if there was one at that point. Ah, we just pushed it. Playing as a tough protagonist, apparently they can just do that. Don't see much scattered about. Really beautiful settings so far. It kind of reminds me of a mix of like Myst and The Room. The puzzle box games. The sort of tactileness with the moonbeams and the dust in the air and general darkness of everything. Very dark, by the way. I wonder if I even can push it with those barrels being there. Seems not. I could push it that way, but I wonder if I want to, or if they might trap me somehow. No reason to try yet. The barrels are in the way regardless. Interesting door. I don't see a mechanism to control it, just tons of bolts. Definitely wondering if I'm gonna find, like, some kind of torch or any light source that I can hold. Oh. Another door's open. All these concrete walls have a crease down them that makes them almost look like they'd be able to open or something. Maybe some of them will. Working rig. No. Yes? Is that an N? I think it is. Oh, can I highlight it? Yep. Working rig. Wear a working exo-rig beyond this point at all times. Failure to do so may endanger the lives of others and your own. Let's try some buttons here. I. Oh. M. We don't have a map or a rig interface yet. Okay. Saving. You can just save by F5, F9 to load. That's fine. Boing. Yeah, so I can't pick up the hammer. There are these pods around here. Same warning as before. Not the most readable... It's not the most readable font at a glance, honestly, which you'd expect really nice, readable, clean fonts for a working area. But then again, most of steampunk aesthetics are often about being unreasonable for the sake of aesthetic, as opposed to being, as far as I've seen in steampunk, a lot of stuff in that setting is often not meant to be functional, but frustrating.
Feels like I'm missing something.
Yep, I'm missing the rig. That's why it stops me there. Exo-rigs. You can now choose equip one of the 3 available exo-rigs from these containers. Each has a definitive strength over the others in a certain area. Beware, the choice is irreversible. So you're picking your class, probably. Heavy Rig. Gain permanent toughness bonus. You have a chance to reflect an incoming attack on the attacker, taking no damage yourself. This chance is doubled when below a threshold of integrity. So plus 30% toughness, 25% chance of reflecting damage. That's not an insignificant percentage. Usually when they throw something like that at you in a game, they're like, 5%. No, 25% right off the bat. And then it doubles when I'm below 40% health. That's huge. That has me considering those kind of status effects in a way that I normally don't. So you have a 25% chance of reflecting attacks back at the attacker, and when you're just below half health, basically, it doubles to a 50% chance of reflecting, making you a very difficult character to take down, probably. Toughness is a statistic that increases the rig integrity, hit points, and likeliness of evading direct attacks. So in addition, it increases your evasion and your hit points overall. Damn. Let's see what the other options are. Also, there's other locked ones here I'm curious about. I wonder if they have plans for DLC, or maybe they're just keeping their options open in the environment just in case they do decide to add more. The Thalma Rig. Gain permanent tech bonus. Also gain energy regen when below a threshold of energy. Plus 30% tech. 35% is the threshold of energy. Plus 75% regen. Tech is a statistic that increases your energy reserves and damage output of gadgets. Are you sure you want to equip this rig? This cannot be reverted. This is a damage build built around using items, things you have on you, encouraging you to collect certain things so you even have the options in the first place. And apparently whenever you fall below a certain threshold, you regenerate faster to try to make sure that those resources are always available, or at least more often available. Combat Rig. Gain permanent combat bonus. Also deal bonus damage with every third successful weapon strike. You get a 30% bonus to combat. Comma is a statistic that increases the damage and accuracy of weapon attacks. And then you get bonus damage. Like a lot of bonus damage for each third attack. So this is the least interesting rig, but it's a really obvious go-to of just like, be better at combat. Especially since in this kind of game, your miss chance is a huge limit on your effectiveness in combat. Because you just will miss a lot when you attack. And this came up a lot in I don't remember if it came up in Dungeon Guardians, but it came up a ton in Grimrock and Stranger of Sword City. Is that just the constant missing was the biggest impact on DPS. So that's very tempting. And this is super tempting. The toughness thing is really interesting and cool. But I am such a sucker for going for the most interesting things sometimes, and the idea of being resourceful and having options and stuff like that. So being capable of being better at using gadgets and able to use them more is super seductive. So I think I'm gonna go for this one. Will it be the easiest playthrough? I don't know, but it might be a neat one. We will see. We have light.
This feels familiar. I don't know why, but it feels like it's a part of me. Wonder if the door lets me through now.
We have light, we have light. Alright. Ooh. You press C to open your inventory, apparently. This is where you can store items and also equip them in your hands, armor slots, gadget slots. Press C to open, left mouse will pick up an item, right mouse button to automatically move it into your, to and from your inventory. You can take all the items from a container by pressing space. Okay. At the moment I have nothing though. So I'm Thalma Rig 1, Combat 10, Tech 13, Toughness 10. It says 10 plus 30%, so I think I'm going to have an ongoing 30% bonus for the entire playthrough. And so if I gain more points, the 30% will still apply to those new points, I believe, and not just the starting point. Otherwise it'd just be a difference of 3 points, would be a disappointing setup. So we have health down there. There's our energy. Okay, so I can equip gadgets to 1 and 2. I have a main hand and off hand, so I have 2 weapons and 2 gadgets overall. I'm guessing R heals you and T regenerates energy when you have the fitting item, judging by these hotkeys down here. Yep. Restores energy over time. Energy cell, 10-second duration, 5% per second. So it would restore half of your energy over the course of 10 seconds. 45-second cooldown, so on top of having a number that seems to indicate how many you have in your inventory, there's also a cooldown on how often you can use them. Does that apply here? Same thing, 45-second cooldown, and it restores half your health. Outdated compared to... it's a repair kit. Outdated compared to fumium-based solutions, sure, but it can still save your life when your rig cracks. No description on the energy cell, self-explanatory, I suppose. Here's our basic stats, pretty much everything we've already gone over. We get 0.5 energy regen per second, so it's not a fast process, but if you use it up enough to get it lower, it'll regenerate faster with my current setup. We'll see how that goes. A lot of it's a critical hit modifier that's double damage, I assume? Yep. That's always worth knowing, is what crits mean in a game, because sometimes it's 30% damage, sometimes it's 50% damage, double damage, triple damage. So as of right now, it's double damage. Circuits. This seems to be my level up screen. Blunt weapons, blade weapons, handguns, rifles, dual-wielding armor, blocking, thalmocatalyzer, fusion conversion. So these are all specializations in various weapon types. I'm curious about these ones, though. These are different and weird sounding. The catalyzer enhances the connection to all installed gadgets, powering their hasty recharge, decreasing their cooldown periods. So 30% faster recharge speed and +1 tech. 60% recharge speed plus 2 tech. 90% 3. 124. 155. So you get a bunch of recharge there over the course of that. Capacitor. Channeling extra power into installed gadgets causes increased damage output. Furthermore, this module allows you to install one more gadget. Ooh. Third gadget to be installed at once would probably be a big deal. It's probably a core part of this class, is having that kind of ability. Adds chance for gadgets to cost no energy. That's pretty good too, 35% chance. And add a chance for gadgets to reset right after use, readying them for another use without cooling down first. So basically, it'll give you a 1 in 3 chance of either causing your gadget to have no cooldown or cost no energy, which, in addition to being able to equip extra ones. Let's see, this one, fusion conversion. It gives you bonus energy regen and bonus tech, as opposed to recharge speed. So now we know recharge speed does not refer to energy, it refers to the cooldowns of the weapons, the gadgets themselves. So gadgets have cooldowns and that affects them, but this will affect our energy regen on our character itself. Do they all increase my tech? They do not. So that's special to being down here. We can get all the way down to being +2 energy regen. So it goes from being 0.5 energy regen per second to being 2 energy regen per second, which is a lot bigger. Reallocator. Enhances the efficiency of fumium gathering from destroyed enemies and fumium capacitors, and causes you to gain a portion of damage taken as energy. Furthermore, this module allows you to install one more gadget. I don't know fumium for sure. It might be just a resource type. But apparently if I get hit, it heals my energy, which is one way of responding to bad situations happening, and it also gives you 1 gadget slot. So, wow. I can get one more gadget in multiple ways. Draws energy in that leaks from destroyed robots and organisms, replenishing your own reserves. So you get 10% of your max energy when you defeat enemies. That's a lot. And same thing, but it also increases your health. Wow. So enemies give me energy and life leech. Okay, I'm glad I looked through that. I'll look through all of them over time, but the other ones refer to weapon specializations. And first I need to find weapons to even know if I want one. Let's go ahead and push you. I didn't try it yet. The barrels are definitely in the way. I was a little worried about getting it trapped there, but I guess at that point, unless I was going to come in from behind, I wasn't really going to be able to push it anywhere else. For now, I don't have a weapon, so I don't think I can do anything to take out things that are in my way. So far, I like looking at this game. Door opens via button. Do I have my map now? I do. That's a nice looking map. Is this center on player? Yep. Alright. So if I double click left, I can add a note. That's good. But, yep. Then you click on it via... How do I read the note? Wait, how do I read the note? Do I close the map and open it again? Oh no! I don't think the note works. Oh well. Well, consider that in the future. I am playing this before release, so maybe it'll get patched. Ooh. Wait, no, I have to be able to interact with that, right? Oh, never mind. The whole floor's covered in papers. Oh, that was perfectly framed to show me one paper, and I thought it was super important, but they're everywhere here. And hopefully the map gets patched, because I don't think it's working correctly. Here we go. Ooh. I have a crowbar now. This is a left mouse button weapon right now. You can use weapons that deal direct damage to enemies or destructible objects. You can have up to 2 weapon sets and switch between them pressing Z.
This will come in handy. And there's writing on it. Happy anniversary, Gordon. Who's Gordon?
Oh, we're starting this off with the reference to Half-Life, are we? Listen, I just played Primordia yesterday for the other Half-Life reference. Winnie Bench, 1 of 3, something for you. Morning, Kinley. Here's something to get into the new crates with. Need them babes open by the evening. Don't do nothing stupid with it, though. Winnie Bench, Chief Tallier. I'm gonna do something really stupid with it. Wah! Okay, so we have a very clear attack speed here. So when I click, you get a charge up on the bottom of the screen. Then after I swing, a spiral starts going around on the left mouse button icon, indicating how long it is before I can attack again. What do we have here? Ammunition. Universal ammo for all firearms. Apparently all weapons in this entire game use the same ammo. Interesting. They just chose to make one and just stop there. Well, now I can break through you, right? There we go. I don't see anything in the rubble. Oop. Auto map. You've already found that. Oh, tab opens map also, in addition to M. I defaulted to trying M. I don't think I can grab the rope. They gonna throw an enemy at me now? Looks like a yes. Oh, there's the miss. Ooh. Yep, we're definitely doing a bit of that. The dodge the incoming attacks that are telegraphed. The square dancing. The square dancing begins. The missing. There we go. Ooh, there we go. Plus
Well,
10
that was
fumium.
unpleasant.
Oh, you can push them around before they despawn. Got myself 10 fumium. Does that show up somewhere on here? That's me experiencing, getting experience apparently. Fumium. Gadget damage plus 39%. That's just from my tech rank though, right? Circuit points. Fumium supply is your experience. Okay. So, it's not a currency, it's your experience, although, you know, arguably, that is a currency. It requires rusty key. Oh, that makes no sense. That's great. That makes no sense. They didn't just stop with key, they're like, it requires a rusty key. It's specifically designed for rusty keys. What's that? You only got a new key? I'm sorry, you have to have been working here for 10 years or more, so your key acquires a rust. Then you can open this door. It's about seniority. Attention, beware, pay attention when working near ground shafts and holes. How am I reading that, I wonder? That's not what that sign says. Alright, so the warning is don't fall in holes, they're bad for you. Thank you. There's the hole. Unmarked and everything. Not even a traffic cone. Alright. Well, I don't have a way of getting across it right now, but I can actually open the door still. Don't see much around here. I'm kind of just looking for any indication of where I'd want to push this box. And if one direction's in any way better than the other. If I push it this way, it won't get stuck. Because I'll have multiple options still of how to push it. Oh, I'm probably supposed to make it fall in the hole, actually. I was just planning about how to maneuver around it, but it probably blocks this hole. Yep. Apparently the hole's exactly that deep, but I bet that I still would have fallen to my death if I fell into it, even though it's like that. The Lords of the Fallen problem. That's not referring to some kind of series of lords that specialized in falling, but a game called Lords of the Fallen where you'd fall in a shallow hole and then the game was unbeatable at that point if you made that mistake because they didn't put a kill box in it. Arx Vaporum. My Marcus was chosen by the Bureau to... Oh, it's a phono diary. Okay. Plus 20 integrity. Yes. I'll take that. I like integrity. I specialize in integrity.
A phono diary. Maybe with these I'll learn more about this place.
My Marcus was chosen by the Bureau to lead the Arx Vaporum, which is under construction out there on the high seas right now. We decided to accept the offer to live there and lead the research. It's a test our marriage must undergo. I stood by my loving husband through his years in the military, and I'm ready to support him now. It won't be easy. I'll be in charge of a fair amount of research at the tower, but my family means everything to me. Thanks to this commission, the Bureau will provide us with everything for a happy life somewhere on an island of our own. One day.
Ooh. Got ourselves a gun. Ranged weapons are powerful and allow you to attack from a safe distance. However, they do require ammunition to fire. You only need to have the ammunition in your inventory. You don't need to reload weapons manually. Okay.
Now we're talking.
I'm trying to put you here. Equipping a weapon in each hand is considered dual-wielding. While dual-wielding, your likeliness to hit enemies is considerably lower. But you can amend this handicap by investing circuit points into dual-wielding circuit. Okay, so if I want to... Otherwise, I can switch it to weapon set 2. And that's not considered dual-wielding. Does the ammunition go into any of my slots? No, because those are all pieces of my body right there, and those would be the gadget slots that I can unlock. So I guess it just belongs there. Ben Kinley. Surprising find. Whoa! Guess what I found in the crates that came in yesterday? Guns. Lots of them. Couldn't help myself, and I took one. Like, just in case, like... Might be some sort of meltdown. You never know. This now looks more likely, as I heard some experiments went wonky up there in the labs. God knows what they're cooking up. But why the hell do they need guns? So many of them. Ben Kinley, Tallier. I'm guessing it's because of all the steampunk monsters. If I were to guess. So, good thing for us they ordered guns. Oh, rusty key. How convenient. New workforce, part 2 of Winnie Bench. They sent me a new lad, named Ben Kinley. Not sure why, but he seems to crave the hard work here. Don't know what's so lovely about hauling crates all day long, but he's a good kid. Maybe he wants to impress the big shots from upstairs to get a warm place on the fueling unit or something. Ha! Too bad no admin ever comes down here to see us. This is the dump no one cares about. Winnie Bench, Chief Tallier. Oh! Okay, let's switch away from the gun while I waste ammo. Whoops. And let's learn not to click on things in the attempt to loot them until an actual looting icon shows up, lest I accidentally shoot walls with my limited ammo. Figured. That was both sides of that area, just locker rooms. We have the ability to loop back around, which should be the right call, right? Oh, under attack. Up. I'm not using my gun on you. You're easy. It's wasteful. Oh. Would like a higher hit chance, though. Gonna have to work on that. Woo, there we go. More XP for me. So we're what, 20%? Yep. Oh, not quite. Out of 110 instead of out of 100. Yeah, down here. We haven't been here yet, but we have the rusty key. Do I just click on it?
I need a key.
You do manually use keys. That key just lives there now, so the keys seem to be single use.
This might hurt.
Can we not? Oh. Oh. They're turning on and off. I didn't notice that at first. Wow. Wow, I missed that they were turning on and off over and over again at first, and I just went for it and hoped for the best. That one's gonna hurt me. That one's gonna hurt, but also there might be something behind it. Oh, it really does hurt, too. Woo! Worth it. Maybe. Repair kit. See, that was intentional. This is the integrity bar of your exo-rig, protecting you from lethal hazards and enemy attacks. If it drops to 0, you will die. You can restore your integrity by using repair kits. It works exactly as you'd expect it to. I was operating with the assumption that this would be like a side area, but it might not be. This might be where I'm supposed to go, actually. As like a tutorial for the repair kit. Hee hee. There we go. I was gonna go... Oh, is there just a hole there? At the end? I should have checked that hallway. I was running with the assumption that that was the way you're supposed to go, and that I was going through like a secret here.
I've been waiting for this moment my whole life. Studying at the Supreme Bureau University comes with prestige, sure, but now I can start my career, finally. As one of the proud draftsmen for the head architect of the Bureau, the Ark's Vaporum is partly my doing. The tower is a testament to our technological advances. The Arx is going to bring about a historical breakthrough once we decipher the substance on the seabed, the marvelous fumium, and we can show the world what it can do. We have such great expectations.
So they gave us rocks that we can put on bricks. Well, that's very familiar. Hello? Come out, come out. I was gonna say, I heard a noise. Look at that thing. Who's a little spider bot? Oh, they're fast. They attack quickly. And nearly as telegraphed as the other ones are. Oh yeah, you fight a couple of those at once and I'd be tempted to use a gun. Oh, he's stuck. Cool. That's good news. Can I push this? I seem less capable of doing that this time around. So they only give me 5. Huh. They're more likely to hurt me than the other ones are so far. Ah, this one's metal reinforced, this one's just wood. So maybe I need to gain the ability to get that, like in the new Deus Ex games, where you kind of get level ups that are kind of like Metroidvania mechanics. Ow, dick. Could you not? There we go. One down. Hello. Nope. definitely a part of me that misses that hit chance I would have gotten from the other rig. But I'm hoping that the specialty in gadgets pays off. My interpretation is that it would essentially be the equivalent of being a spellcaster in this setting. Is you having a series of trinkets that have an energy bar and stuff like that, and specializing in that. I do wonder if everybody gets the same upgrade options or not. Like I can only go from what I see from this playthrough, but so I don't know if these are available for everybody. It says Thalmarig up here too, so I would guess that they're just for me, but it's hard to say. I could see all of those rigs having the same set potentially, and just specializing in the base stats, and that's it. Trapped in there. That's probably bad. Ooh. Wow, that's intensely familiar, isn't it? An orb shooting from thing to thing in order to make a door close. Yep. I don't think... I think we can safely assume Grimrock influence at this point. There's similarities across an entire genre, but at some point the specificness of the similarities stands out. So if it's like in Grimrock, then the orb won't hurt me, but I can stop it. Yep. So the orb was reaching that point and causing the door to close again, and if you can interrupt it midway through, it won't... then the door won't be able to get closed by it. Ow. Oh, there's two of you. Oh, there's two of you. That's not great news. Now there's one of you. Best news all day. I don't want to use the repair kit because I know that it restores half my health. But it's ideal to at least take half my health and damage, which would be 78 health. That's how I maximize the effectiveness. Ground floor armory. There's an obvious downside though, which is that if I'm not careful, then I might, even after I start healing, I might start taking damage faster than I can heal it during a fight. So there's upsides and downsides to trying to be efficient.
I need a key.
A silver key. We're really good at identifying in advance what key we need, aren't we? It's an impressive skill of ours. Maybe it's... oh god! Oh. A lunging attack, it looks like? Oh! Oh, you're behind me. Okay. Okay, this is how I get in trouble. Slowly healing, but relatively slowly still. Oh, here's a follow-up attack. Oh, I'm also bleeding. Good. Great. I'm in trouble. Yep. Oh. I did a very stupid... Alright, we'll get back to where I left off. First of all, I should have been saving more. I got thrown off by the 1, which is of course the number of consumables I had. I pressed 1 to heal, as instead of R, and then I was like surprised I was dying. That was dumb of me. Yeah, the 1 was how many consumables I have, but in the moment I ended up pressing it to respond. Does that make the steam go away? Of course it does. Well, that done does that. Here I was logically thinking that was the direction that we were supposed to go in, and that was supposed to deter me away from going that way. So I went this way instead. That way instead, and powered through. But no, I was just hurting myself for no reason. Goody.